was Litton Das, the first to go, caught down at third man, comfortable catch in the end, good ground taken by Bavendra. And Jemison happy to get that first wicket, 19 for 1 when he departed. And this is when Sodhi's in the game, caught by Ferguson. For 16 was Tanzid. Then the leading edge took care of Sharka, caught and bowled Sodhi, didn't get off the mark, 60 for 3 when he went. And then inside edge from Bredoy off the bowling of Sodhi, just 4 runs for him and 70 for 4 when he departed. So Sodhi has been brilliant so far, 3 for 18 off his 4 overs. As I mentioned earlier, some runs as well, but after 16 overs, New Zealand were 76 for 3 and Bangladesh are 78 for 4 at the moment.
That's when the recovery started for New Zealand with that partnership, 95 very, very useful runs. Bangladesh have got to replicate that through the services of Mahmood Lariyad and Tamim Iqbal.
And just thinking back of that first innings of this game, those last 9 overs and 2 balls, 65 runs for 3 wickets. That was really good work by the lower order, particularly Sodhi with his 35 off 39. You can't keep him out of the game.
When it's your day, it's your day. See, he had that splice of luck, being called back after being run out and made good use of that, and now he's doing it with the ball. But he's getting good support from the pacers from either end. Just that shortness allows him to rock back, comfortably played for a single.
Shabim, I'm not sure where you stand on that run out of the bowler's end. I mean, I just hate seeing it. I just really hate seeing it. I just think and I know it's in the laws of the game, but I just think it shouldn't be personally. I think that, and I know there are some people that disagree with this, but I just reckon that there should be maybe an official warning, and then it's fair game. I just hate seeing it happen like it did earlier today, and I've seen it happen far too often for my liking over the last few months.
Tucks it away, quick run taken. I completely agree with you, Hazy. I think at least a warning should be given first time round. I think the batter can be given the benefit of the doubt if you're warned, and then the second time around doesn't matter. But I like what transpired after that and getting called back.
Thank goodness, thank goodness. I mean, I was at the back of the commentary box shaking my head. I couldn't believe what was unfolding in front of me, and then I saw him come back, which was good. But it didn't have to be like that.
Well, they can take this. Maybe looked to be a little awkward. Maybe he was not really quite on it, but he kept on going with the shot. The ball deviating down leg. Look at this. The wrong one, I think, but just not turning back enough. And he swiveled late enough to take it away.
Yeah, good connection. A very fine player. Anything that's slightly off lane will get full toll from Mahmudullah.
Gives the ball some air and immediately into position. But that is what you need to do. Hasn't been too much purchase of the wicket compared to the first game, but Sodhi with this type of bowling will trouble you.
And his googlies a ball that's an effective delivery, and yes, they haven't been picked, and that's a little bit of a concern because he has a googly which is fairly visible. They should be able to pick that. He'll be annoyed with himself if he didn't. And yes, he got a big inside edge, but still it was the googly. That's sliding down the leg side. Bit of a grip from Sodhi that time.
Once in a while, that shot attempted. I know it's one of the shots that you play and you're into your position very early, premeditated whenever you're reversing, but it's always that element of risk. And when you're rebuilding an innings, this should be avoided.
I agree totally. Runs are coming okay. There's already been some runs off this over already, or the boundary of the third ball.
Nice. This is good. The proper way of rebuilding an innings. 17 done. Bangladesh are 87 for 4.
স্পেশাল মানুষদের জন্য মজাদার ম্যাজিক মশলা ফ্লেভারে মিস্টার নুডলস, স্বাদ নাও ভালোবাসার। চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা লাক্সের সাথে। উজ্জ্বলতার জন্য সেরা সাবান এখন মাত্র 55 টাকায়।
Bangla Bank, Bangladesh versus New Zealand series. The third ODI, the final one, will be here at the Bangla on the 26th, start at 13:50 local time. The way this game is going, the third one's going to be also an interesting match. This is nicely poised, 5.09, the required run rate, the current run rate 5.12, pretty much even Stevens. The two stalwarts for Bangladesh working hard, and one of the stalwarts for New Zealand is coming back to tilt things New Zealand's way. What a career, Trent Boult. Oh, still little tentative push. Is still looking for his first wicket. Trent Boult is with the white ball in Bangladesh.
That was just a loosener, that delivery. Sliding across. Finding the right channel, no great pace. We were talking about the rhythm with Lockie Ferguson a little bit earlier, but just have a look at the way that when he gets nice and loose, Trent Boult, the way that he glides to the crease. I think that's quite remarkable.
And even there, even the sound, it's just 134 something. Even then it feels that Boult's coming on to you, as you said, glides or maybe skids on pretty quickly.
There's any swing around the place, he's bound to find it.
There's definitely swing earlier in the day, but as the game progressed, as the weather patterns changed, it became cooler, maybe not enough movement. Off the seam in particular, it seemed to have settled down. He rode that bounce pretty well there, Mahmudullah Riyad.
And you can see there's a little bit of dew around the place also. The bowlers run up, so you can see there's some wet areas where the bowlers have been running in. So there's clearly a little bit of dew around, which obviously also just affects a bit of swing of the ball. It's not too bad though, because he's just drying a fraction. He was also put a bit of perspiration on as well. 195 one-day international wickets as he's been tracked. What a performer. I said the other day, the game's a better game when he's in action, in my view.
Just clipped away, thankfully, from the QE perspective. It found the fielder in the deep. Little finer, it'd have gone for 4. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with the line of that ball. Anyone who's a stickler for sort of proper cricket and accuracy will always get a little frustrated when they're not being able to deliver the goods. Testing him with the short one.
We set back as a wide as called. If you sit back and think about the greater picture here of these games, and yes, it's about some of the guys performing. Bangladesh haven't picked their World Cup squad yet. New Zealand have. Sri Lanka haven't. Pakistan just have. But think about the guys that are looking good with rhythm and performing nicely leading into the World Cup. It's going to be a fascinating event, that's for sure.
Absolutely, lot to look forward to, and particularly for the nations coming from overseas, not used to the subcontinental conditions. This will augur well for the 5 players that are in the squad for New Zealand. Get a practice in this kind of weather conditions as well as pitch conditions.
And quite clearly we can see that New Zealand have got a proper attack.
Nicely behind that. That ends the 18th over. 90 for 4.
নাটা জলে আর পানীয়র এক অসম কম্বিনেশন ড্রিঙ্কো জাবান পানীয়।
বেশিবার রিচার্জ বিকাশ করো, বিশ্বকাপের টিকিট জেতো।
একটুখানি ইস বুকেতে ফিস ফিস ইস, প্রাণ চাটনি টক মিষ্টি ঝালের স্বাদে মুখ বলে উঠবে ইস। প্রাণ চাটনি স্বাদের জাদু।
Well, the Worms tell you it's neck and neck. Bangladesh building up a partnership here, 20 of 24. And he keeps on tempting the batters. Go for it with the flighted deliveries.
See if we can spot the wrong one. More than likely going to be bowled to the right-hander.
In comes the slip. Telling the batter, I'm going to bowl the orthodox leg spin, but surprise element is the wrong one. Oops, not quite ready. Keen to go. Sodhi, understandably.
I was bowling like he is, I'd also be.
That's out.
Oh, almost induced him into that drive. It's too much turn.
Some good rip on that delivery. So he gave that one quite a effort out of the hand. Nice to see that. Terrific. Nicely bowled. Perfect flight.
Just that length which makes the batter think you've got to go through with the shot. Watch out for the wrong one. There's the big leggy with the flighted delivery. Be too obvious to the batter if you put someone at forward short.
Good boy. Yes, out. Come on, boy. One of these two lads.
Mahmood Riyad really striving hard, putting all his concentration to work. Stiff period of play. The shortness of the length just eases a little bit of the pressure.
Madola is someone who picks up the length of deliveries from spinners so quickly. Wasn't rushed at all, just eased onto the back foot and worked it away simply for a single.
56 50s, 14 hundreds, closing in another one. Oh, big appeal. Looks around with a smile on his face. Umpire is not interested. They've taken the review. Well, it seemed they called for the review, but Tamim Iqbal is walking off. There's no reaction from Murray Erasmus, and this is the wicket. Against the run of play. Definite nick. Yeah. Big appeal. Umpire thought that it was pretty obvious, I suppose.
Off the glove, there's outstanding keeping as well from Blundell. Absolutely brilliant. That is a key wicket. Sodhi picks up his fourth. He's staring at a fifer. Tamim Iqbal goes for 44. Bangladesh now 92 for 5.
খালামুনি কঠিন তেল চর্বি কিভাবে দূর করে শিখিয়ে দাও না।
এই নে ভিম, এতে আছে 100 লেবুর শক্তি, যা তোর থালা বাসনের কঠিন তেল চর্বি দূর করবে।
ওয়াও, থ্যাংক ইউ খালামুনি।
খালামুনির থেকে এটাও শিখে নে।
খালামুনি তুমি কিভাবে?
তুই কি ভেবেছিলি খালামুনি শুধু থালা বাসনই ধুতে পারে?
অনেক কিছুই নতুন দেখা যাবে যখন দেখবো থালা বাসন ছাড়িয়ে। ভিম
অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল অ্যাডিটিভ যুক্ত 3 স্তর বিশিষ্ট সেরা প্রাইম ওয়াটার ট্যাঙ্ক, বাংলাদেশের সবচেয়ে দীর্ঘস্থায়ী ট্যাঙ্ক, যা চলে 50 বছরেরও বেশি। সেরা প্রাইম ওয়াটার ট্যাঙ্ক, একবার কিনলে 50 বছর।
ওকে দিন পেপসোডেন্ট, যা অদৃশ্য ছোট ছোট গর্তগুলো সারিয়ে তোলে, ক্যাভিটি থেকে দেয় সর্বাধিক সুরক্ষা, যাতে ও আত্মবিশ্বাসী হাসি নিয়ে বেড়ে উঠতে পারে।
প্রিয় নম্বর সেট করে বিকাশে সেন্ড মানি করুন ফ্রি।
অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল অ্যাডিটিভ যুক্ত 3 স্তর বিশিষ্ট সেরা প্রাইম ওয়াটার ট্যাঙ্ক, বাংলাদেশের সবচেয়ে দীর্ঘস্থায়ী ট্যাঙ্ক, যা চলে 50 বছরেরও বেশি। সেরা প্রাইম ওয়াটার ট্যাঙ্ক, একবার কিনলে 50 বছর।
For his sixth innings, not too much prowess with the bat, just the 59 runs. Going to try and give Mahmoudullah Riyad the support needed. He's in the middle because of this.
Yeah, just a faint little tickle down the leg side. It's a great catch. It really is a great catch. 4 for 28 now for Sodhi. Outstanding work from him. And that's now the best figures by New Zealand spinner in Bangladesh.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes. Runs through very quickly. 19 overs are completed. 93 for 5.
ফ্রুটফিল কামড়ের ভেতর থেকে বেরিয়ে আসে স্ট্রবেরি ম্যাঙ্গো আর লিচুর অমায়িক স্বাদ। ফ্রুটফিল, আসল মজা ভেতরে।
চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা লাক্সের সাথে। উজ্জ্বলতার জন্য সেরা সাবান এখন মাত্র 55 টাকায়।
It's been a sorry tale for the Bangladeshi batters. Only Tamim Iqbal putting up some resistance, and just the manner in which he got out surprised everyone. Initial thoughts was when he sort of held his hands on either side, getting the feeling that he might not have got a touch, but eventually it was Trent Boult. Now it's going to be tough work for Mahmoudullah, the senior partner, Sheikh Mahdi, also to give him support. But at this stage, New Zealand were 94 for 3, 95 for 3. So it's pretty much neck and neck in terms of runs, but Bangladesh have lost 2 more wickets.
Don't forget they had some serious batting going on too. Did New Zealand at the tail, with Sodhi getting those runs and getting some nice assistance as well. So there's some guys that have got to bat really well. Support Mahmoudullah.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult even for Mahmoudullah, who is trying to make a comeback. And he'll be a little circumspect in his approach. In addition to him sort of maneuvering his innings, he'll have to ensure that the partnership is built up at the other end.
And Mustafiza, of course, was limping off earlier, so we're not totally sure. We haven't heard any news, by the way, about his fitness. They might be thinking about him not risking anything and making sure he's going to be nice and fit for the third one-day and then good for the World Cup.
The way he's fallen into rhythm, Mustafizur Rahman, the last couple of games or even the last 3 games, Bangladesh will be sincerely hoping that he has no issues with health concerns or injuries.
Yeah, he injured himself fielding. It didn't look like anything awkward happened, which it looked pretty innocuous, but so let's hope he's going to be absolutely fine. Let's keep our fingers crossed that is the case.
Huge responsibility on this man. Got to bring in his wealth of experience over the years. And Boult has bowled well. He's been economic. Hasn't succeeded in getting a wicket. Little pause, some adjustments in the field. Oh, width offered, and it's a little lapse, allows the boundary, relieves a lot of the pressure.
19 deliveries before that boundary, and it was an assist as well. Should have been stopped. Captain won't be totally happy with the fact that it wasn't. Neither will Trent Boult, I would imagine. Nice cover drive.
Just take advantage of any loose delivery that comes along. Pay respect to the good ones. That's the way to go about it for Mahmoudullah and Mahdi at this point in time. Nicely done. What a compact looking shot that is to bring up The 100 for Bangladesh. Terrific shot. Just open the face. 2 point, 4 runs. 20 completed. 102 for 5.
আজকাল খুব হাত খুলে খরচ হচ্ছে মনে হয়।
হাত না, আমার চোখ খুলে গেছে। অ্যালোভেরা যুক্ত সার্ফ এক্সেল সাধারণ পাউডারের তুলনায় প্রতি ধোয়ায় লাগে মাত্র অর্ধেক, তাই 500 গ্রাম চলবে 1 মাসেরও বেশি।
নাটা জেলি আর পানীয়র এক অসম কম্বিনেশন, ড্রিঙ্কো জাবান পানীয়।
বোলিং এন্ড থেকে এগিয়ে আসছেন বোলার, ক্রিজে প্রস্তুত ব্যাটসম্যান, উড়িয়ে মেরেছেন।
ঘরে কিংবা বাইরে খেলা দেখুন মাইজিপি অ্যাপে।
102 for 5. It's the lack of partnerships rather. It's just that partnership between Tanzir Hassan and Tamim Iqbal, 41 of 28, that stood out. Yes, a few starts, 19 of 39, the first one, and the last one, 22-run stand. Before this, Rachin Ravindra into the attack from the rocket end, and straight away gets some purchase. Very good evening to Mitch.
He does. Nice purchase, good pace. Extract that extra turn. Started well his career with the ball. 11 wickets at 32.
Appeal. Oh yes. The response was a bit late from umpire Moray Erasmus, but nevertheless, it's been given. It's consulting Mahmudullah Riyad, saying that the ball has dipped. He's asking Riyad if he should take it, and yes, he's gone for it.
Third umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. Original decision is out. It's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Okay, ball is going underneath the bat and side of the bat. Can I have ultra edge, please? Yeah, waiting for ultra edge, guys. Murray, we are waiting for ultra edge. Yes, keep it going, please. Flat line as the ball passes the bat. No bat involved. Ball tracking, please. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets missing. I'll go back to Murray on field. Murray, you need to change your decision.
Well, I feel for Moray Erasmus.
You're on screen now. You can signal not out.
I think he was missing the stumps by that much. Be going off the first delivery that ripped and turned. He's got away with one there, one feels. Just saying how well Rachin Ravindra has started his international career with the ball. Went off the back of a good 4 for 60 against England previous to this tour. Rachin Ravindra, young man in his career, 11 wickets. 32's handy as well.
Bit fortunate on that occasion, Sheikh Mahdi. Here's the replay. There's no bat involved. It's confirmed through the review. Pitching in line, impact in line, wickets missing, and as my co-commentator here, Mitch mentioned, the previous delivery turned a lot. Yes, he was in a shock. Yeah. And if they had gotten that wicket, they would have exposed the tail. Yes, still Nasum Ahmed to follow. Hassan Mahmood, Khalid Ahmed. Yes, Nasum scored a 44-run knock against India in the Asia Cup. But Bangladesh need these two to form
a substantial partnership. Carefully played, just the 2 runs of this over, beautifully bowled by Rachin Ravindra, 104 for 5.
ডাভ কন্ডিশনার কোম চ্যালেঞ্জ, চিরুনি আটকাবে নাকি মসৃণ ভাবে চলবে? শ্যাম্পুর পর 1 মিনিট রাখলে চুলে জট বাঁধবে না? চলুন দেখি। আশিয়া চুলের এক পাশে শ্যাম্পু, অন্য পাশে শ্যাম্পুর পর ডাভ কন্ডিশনার ব্যবহার করে চুলের মাঝ থেকে আগা পর্যন্ত। ডাভ কন্ডিশনার ছাড়া চিরুনি আটকায়, ডাভ কন্ডিশনার ব্যবহারে আটকায় না, কারণ এর ময়েশ্চার লক টেকনোলজি মাত্র 1 মিনিটে ময়েশ্চার লক করে। এতে চুল হয় এতই মসৃণ যে চিরুনি আটকায় না। ডাভ কন্ডিশনার।
104 for 5. Mahmudullah Riyad is in, 24 of 23, and apart from that, Tamim Iqbal's 44 of 58 was of significance, definitely. But other than that, it's pretty much a sorry-looking batting card for Bangladesh. Losing 3 quick wickets in the middle after the first power play. Bangladesh were 54 for 1. Starts off with a bouncer, but they ended up losing 3 quick wickets in the span of 16 runs, less than 4 overs. Sodhi did the most of the damage. Ideal conditions for him.
Yeah, it was. Extracted a little bit more turn than we've seen today. It was the length, their fuller length, drawing the batters forward, beating both of the edges. Been impressive. Might be 2. Good running. He was always attacking the stumps as well, whether he was turning it in or trying to turn it away. See, maybe struggling with a touch of cramp. Bananas are good for that. Lee Sodhi, best figures so far, previous best against England. He's played 55 one-day internationals. Brink of potentially getting his first 5-fer. Surprises me. He's a very, very good white ball cricketer, Aziz Sodhi. He's been on the money today. Field placement. Samo struggle playing across the line, and it's been the story of today. Looking square against each Sodhi has not brought any rewards for the Bangladesh batsman.
Yeah, and he scored runs off the bat also, 35 of 39. When it's your day, you got to grab it with both hands, and what better way to do it than he's done it today.
Yeah, really promising signs as well. He was in the previous World Cup squad in England in a couple of fixtures, but it's going to be crucial for the New Zealand side in India. I think we've seen why tonight. Be good signs for Gary Stead as well. See his show to get into some form to partner Mitch Satner. A bit of stress from the fans at the game tonight. Bangladesh were in a good position with both ball early on and with bat early on. New Zealanders showing the fight that they have, clawing their way back into the match. Backed in top at the moment.
Still packed. Still packed the stadium. That's because Mahmudullah Riyad is still in. Takes a quick single. 3 of this over. 107 for 5.
ফারিয়া
অ্যাবসেন্ট ম্যাম।
এত বাচ্চা স্কুল আসেনি?
রোগ জীবাণু যেভাবে ছড়িয়ে পড়ছে একজনের থেকে অন্যদের কাছে, কি করে লড়বে ওরা?
রোগ থেকে সুরক্ষিত থাকতে রোগ ছড়ানো ভাইরাসের বিরুদ্ধে লড়তে হবে। এজন্যই লাইফ বয় ভাইরাস ফাইটার, যা ভাইরাসের বিরুদ্ধে লড়াই করে আপনাকে রাখবে সুরক্ষিত। আর সাথে দিবে ফ্রিতে প্রাভা হেলথের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ। শুধু একটি মিসড কল দিন প্যাকে দেওয়া নম্বরে।
on, Chinny boy.
New Zealand at this stage were 106 for 3. So Bangladesh a run ahead, but in terms of wickets lost, Bangladesh are definitely 2 wickets behind. So a mammoth task ahead of Mahmudullah Riyad and Mehdi, dignitaries of the Bangladesh Cricket Board, Mr. Nazmul Hassan MP, President of the Bangladesh Cricket Board, in the middle, in blue. Just wondering, someone like Mahmudullah Riyad who's looking to make a comeback to the side, and even for the youngsters, of course, the selectors are present, the board directors are present, and of course, the mountain of expectations from the fans, such passion for the game in this part of the world. It's never easy. Yes, you've got experience, but still, from your experience, from your playing days, what's your take on it?
Good toe, lovely toe.
I definitely think it's a little bit tougher for the Bangladesh cricketers in terms of the fact that their World Cup squad hasn't been announced. New Zealand players know whether they're going to India or if they're going home after this, so the pressure's off. Half the team's getting ready for the World Cup, half the guys are getting experience, but from a Bangladesh point of view, if the purpose in delaying your team announcement was to put pressure on the players and create uncertainty, then I definitely think they've achieved that. It would have been together as a unit before such an important tournament.
We'll get back to that. Dot ball to end the over. Another one beautifully bowled. 109 for 5.
প্রাণ চাটনি টক মিষ্টি ঝালের স্বাদে মুখ বলে উঠবে ইস। প্রাণ চাটনি স্বাদের জাদু।
সে কি হলুদ এতটুকুই?
রাঁধুনি হলুদের গুঁড়া মানে পুরোটাই হলুদ, অন্য কিছু নেই। খোলা মশলায় রঙের পাশাপাশি থাকতে পারে ধুলা আর স্বাস্থ্যের জন্য ক্ষতিকারক সীসাও। রাঁধুনিতে থাকলে দুটি লাভ, মশলা খাঁটি, স্বাস্থ্য ঠিক।
Yeah, 13th of October, these two sides will be meeting each other in the World Cup in Chennai. And before that, Bangladesh have 2 matches in Dharamshala, Afghanistan and England. Kick off their World Cup campaign on the 7th of October. Just to get back to what you were saying, Mitch, definitely the intent was not to create pressure on your own team. No one wants that, definitely. I think it has been a case of test and trial, and the youngsters or the ones upcoming in the pipeline not grabbing the opportunity, which, you know, they've given the opportunities, they've been given it, and I think that's been missing. You know, someone grabbing it with both hands. Someone like Tawhid Ridoy, he has taken it. Nazmul Hussain Shanto, they have risen to the occasion, but the others really haven't. Not at that level.
I feel like you've answered your own question there. No, it's one of those situations where I guess you do want to blood youngsters, but I think you also really want to make sure that you're testing, if you are going to try new people, that they're in serious contention for that World Cup squad. I want to affect the opportunities for players leading into such a pinnacle event and try avoid that at all costs. And look, I think the bowlers that we've seen on display for Bangladesh, the series so far, have done exceptionally well. Like the look of Hassan Mahmood. Khalid Ahmed bowled really nicely as well. I think you're starting to get a bowling unit. Jameson trying to bowl those 3/4 balls, trying to get some seam movement that we actually did see from Khalid Ahmed earlier today. I think Bangladesh are actually starting to get a good bowling unit together, all with different attributes. In the past, Bangladesh have had skiddy bowlers, and that's about all you've produced. And Tuscan, Khalid Ahmed. Suddenly see some hit-the-deck bowlers, which bodes well for the Bangladesh bowling unit when you are travelling overseas as well, which has been one of the downfalls of the Bangladesh cricket side in the past. Seam has not been able to perform overseas.
Yeah, that's definitely a bright side now. The only reason I asked you this is because you've played with the likes of Brendan McCullums and the Guptills and Ross Taylors, and often these characters, they, under pressure, on big occasions, they come and perform. But at the end of the day, they're only human. Someone like Mahmudullah Riyad in the middle, how much of pressure does it put on him?
Yeah, I think New Zealand way is to go about your game and trying to not get too high or not get too low. So regardless of the result, if you have an exceptional performance, you're not going cock a hoop and getting too excited. And it means when you fail that the lows aren't as great. You're trying to stay on an even keel